Did you know that in December 2025, the United States immigration system is experiencing the most dramatic transformation in decades that could impact millions of lives? The H-1B visa now requires a shocking $100,000 fee. Temporary protected status is being terminated for Haiti, Ethiopia, Somalia, and multiple other countries. Green card processing times have exploded by 429%. And the most alarming part, family reunification programs have been shut down for 7 countries. If you're planning to move to the USA, already living there, or have family members affected by these changes, this video could literally change your life. I'm going to reveal everything the mainstream media isn't telling you. And at the end, I'll share insider tips that most immigration attorneys won't even mention. So stick around until the very end. But first, hit that subscribe button and smash the bell icon so you never miss a critical update. Hello everyone, I'm John and welcome to the latest episode of US Visa Updates. Today is December 18th, 2025, and we're witnessing the most significant changes in USA immigration history. The Trump administration's second term has completely transformed immigration policies. Over the past 11 months, so many changes have occurred that people are genuinely confused about their visa status and what the future holds. In today's comprehensive episode, we'll cover in detail the new $100,000 H-1B visa fee, who it affects, and how to avoid it. TPS termination, which countries are impacted and what it means, green card processing delays, understanding the 429% increase, family reunification program shutdowns, employment authorization, document validity reductions, and most importantly, your legal options moving forward. This information is gold, so let's dive right in. Section 1. The shocking 100,000 H-1B visa FE, breaking down the H-1B bombshell. First, let's talk about the most viral topic right now, the $100,000 H-1B visa fee that sent shockwaves through the tech industry and beyond. What actually happened? On September 19th, 2025, President Trump signed a proclamation announcing that new H-1B visa petitions must now include a mandatory $100,000 payment. This rule became effective on September 21st, 2025. Who does this affect? This is where there's massive confusion, so pay close attention. FE applies to anyone filing a new H-1B petition after September 21st, 2025. Foreign nationals who were outside the USA at that time, 2026 H-1B lottery applications, petitions filed by new employers, FE does not apply. 2. Petitions filed before September 21st, 2025, current H-1B holders already in the USA, H-1B renewals or extensions, people traveling with valid H-1B stamps, workers already in the USA, changing employers, the numbers, tell a stark story. In fiscal year 2025, Amazon alone sponsored over 10,000 H-1B workers. Microsoft, Meta, Apple, Google, Cognizant, and JP Morgan Chase. All these major employers will face tremendous financial impact from this fee. Special impact on Indian professionals. Here's a surprising fact. Over 70% of H-1B visa holders are Indian citizens. This policy change disproportionately affects the Indian professional community. India's Ministry of External Affairs has officially responded, stating that this fee will create humanitarian consequences for families. Employer perspective, tech companies and startup founders are openly stating that this fee effectively transforms the H-1B visa into a luxury work permit for small businesses and startups. Hiring foreign talent has become nearly impossible. Project Firewall, the double whammy. Along with the H-1B fee, the Department of Labor has launched Project Firewall, an aggressive enforcement initiative to closely monitor H-1B employers. This includes increased audits and on-site inspections, 200 new DO employees specifically for H-1B oversight, stricter wage verification requirements, heavy penalties for violations, real-life impact statistics. One software company received 5,000 H-1B worker approvals in FY 2025. At the same time, they laid off 15,000 American employees. Another IT firm got 1,000 H-1B approvals while terminating 2,400 Oregon workers. These statistics are shocking and have fueled the policy changes. Legal challenges underway. On October 4th, 2025, labor unions, healthcare providers, schools, and religious organizations filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration. They're arguing that Congress never authorized fees this high, $100,000. It violates the Administrative Procedure Act. The national interest exemption criteria are unclear. Bad news for computer science graduates. According to a Federal Reserve Bank of New York study, computer science and computer engineering graduates now face unemployment rates of 6%, 1%, and 7.5% respectively. That's double the rates for biology and art history graduates. This clearly demonstrates the serious impact of H-1B visa usage. What are your options? If you're already in the USA, you can relax. The fee doesn't apply to you. If you filed before September 21st, you're safe. If you're considering a new application, explore alternative visa categories like Z01, L1, or E2. For employers, assess whether you qualify for national interest exemptions. This fee is initially for 12 months, but can be extended. Keep monitoring the situation closely. Section 2, the TPS Termination Crisis, Temporary Protected Status. The dark reality. Now let's discuss another extremely serious topic, the termination of temporary protected status. What is TPS? This is a humanitarian program established by Congress in 1990. When a country experiences war, natural disasters, or epidemics, the DHS Secretary can designate that country's nationals for TPS. This status allows them to temporarily live and work in the USA legally. The 2025 bloodbath. The Trump administration has systematically terminated TPS designations for multiple countries. Here's the heartbreaking timeline. Terminated countries as of December 2025. Venezuela terminated November 7th, 2025. Currently in litigation, Afghanistan ended July 14th, 2025. Dies 11,700 people affected. Cameroon ended August 4th, 2025. Nepal ended August 5th, 2025. Honduras ended September 8th, 2025. Nicaragua ended September 8th, 2025. Syria terminated November 24th, 2025. 6,100 people affected, ending soon. Haiti, February 3rd, 2026. 353,000 plus people at risk. South Sudan, January 5th, 2026. Burma, Myanmar, January 26, 2026. Ethiopia, February 13, 2026. 2,000 people still active for now. El Salvador valid through September 9th, 2026. Lebanon through May 27th, 2026. Somalia through March 17th, 2026. Sudan through October 19th, 2026. Ukraine through October 19th, 2026. The numbers are staggering. As of March 2025, approximately 1.3 million people were protected under TPS in the USA. Imagine how many families are being affected. Most TPS holders live in these states: Florida 403,965, Texas 147,080, New York 98,250, California 79,320, Georgia 50th on 110. Haiti's critical situation, the Haitian TPS holder situation, is the most critical. On February 20th, 2025, Secretary Noem reduced Haiti's extension period from 18 months to just 12 months. Her rationale was to restore TPS to its original temporary status. Haiti's case affects over 353,000 people directly. These individuals have been living safely in the USA since the 2010 earthquake. Now they face the terrifying question, where do we go? The Ethiopia controversy. Ethiopia's TPS termination reveals disturbing patterns. DHS cited that Ethiopian visa overstay rates are 250% higher than the global average. Some TPS holders are involved in national security investigations. However, critics point out that simultaneously, a refugee program was opened for white South Africans, citing race-based discrimination. which the South African government and Afrikaners themselves have rejected. University College Dublin professor Scott Lucas stated, "If you're white and you've got connections, you get in. If you're not white, forget about it." Family reunification programs also shut down. In December, DHS announced termination of family reunification parole (FRP) programs for these countries: Colombia, Cuba, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, Haiti, Honduras. The employment authorization threat. When TPS ends, employment authorization documents, EADs, automatically expire. This means if you have a job, you'll lose it. If you run a business, you can't continue legally. If you have bank loans, everything becomes complicated legal battles ongoing. The good news is multiple lawsuits have been filed. For example, a New York federal judge temporarily paused Syria's TPS termination. National TPS Alliance versus Kristi Noem case for Venezuela is ongoing. Cases for Afghanistan, Cameroon, Nepal, Honduras, and Nicaragua are in courts. However, the Supreme Court's recent ruling has substantially limited the use of universal injunctions, making it harder to obtain nationwide relief from courts. What should you do if you're affected? Immediately explore alternative status options. Family-based green card employment-based categories, EB2, EB3, asylum if eligible, special immigrant visas if you qualify. Get your documentation ready. Proof of continuous presence, employment records, tax returns, evidence of family ties. Consult an immigration attorney ASAP. Every case is unique. Professional guidance is crucial. Time is running out. File EAD renewals timely. Processing times have increased dramatically. Early filing is better. New humanitarian parole fee. As of October 16, 2025, there's also a $1,000 fee for humanitarian parole. This is an additional burden on struggling families. Folks, the TPS situation is extremely serious. If you or someone you know is affected, immediate action is absolutely essential. Section 3. Processing delays and USCIS changes. The green card processing nightmare. Now, for another shocking development, the explosion in USCIS processing times, the 429% increase. What does this mean? Form I-90, which is the green card replacement application, saw its median processing time increase by 429% between January 2025 and August 2025. That means if it previously took 2 to 3 months, it now takes 10 to 12 months, or even longer. Why is this happening? New vetting requirements, mandatory social media reviews, duplicative interview requirements, enhanced background checks for 19 countries of concern, staffing changes, experienced officers being replaced, new employees need training time, workload has dramatically increased, special restrictions on Afghan nationals. On November 28, 2025, the USCIS director posted on X Twitter that they would re-examine every green card issued to Afghan nationals. Additionally, all Afghan-related immigration requests have been indefinitely paused. This announcement came after a shooting incident involving National Guard members in Washington, D.C. in March. Employment Authorization Document EAD changes. USCIS has updated its policy manual to reduce the maximum validity period for EADs in certain alien categories. Where it was previously 2 years, they're now issuing shorter durations. Visa application receipts down 37%. In September 2025 compared to September 2024, USCIS received 37% fewer work authorization applications. This clearly shows that people are too scared to apply, or applications are being rejected at faster rates. Consular wait times fluctuating. Embassy and consulate interview wait times have dramatically increased. Social media reviews are time-consuming. Additional documentation requests are frequent. Some posts have tried to lower wait times, but the overall average remains very high. New Vetting Center. USCIS has established a specialized unit specifically targeting terrorism, criminal aliens, and fraud. This center conducts intensive screening, identifies bad actors, detects fraud in applications. Photo Requirements Update. In December 2025, USCIS announced that photos for immigration documents cannot be more than 3 years old. This is for national security and to prevent identity fraud. Fee increases for 2026. USCIS has increased fees for FY 2026. Due to inflation, you'll need to pay more for certain immigration-related forms. How to handle these delays? File applications early. Renew 6 months before expiry. Check for auto extensions. Complete documentation. Every document must be perfect. Avoid RF, requests for evidence. Check USCIS case status regularly. Monitor online frequently. Track processing times. Consider congressional inquiry. If your case is unreasonably delayed, your local congressman can help legal representation. For complex cases, an attorney is necessary. They can help expedite the process. Section 4. Visa Bulletin and Employment-Based Green Cards. Priority date confusion. Folks, the Visa Bulletin creates confusion every single month. Let me simplify it. E5 retrogression for China and India. The EB5 unreserved category has experienced dramatic retrogression. Due to increased demand and number usage, final action dates have moved backward. EB4 exhausted. On February 28, 2025, the employment-based fourth preference EB4 category became unavailable because all available visas were used. This includes religious workers SR category. There was a legislative extension for the SR category until March 14, 2025, which expired. Now, this category is completely unavailable until October 1, 2025, the new fiscal year. Family-sponsored limits for FY 2025. Family-sponsored preference limit, 226,000. Employment-based preference limit, at least 140,000 per country limit, 7%, 25,620. Dependent area limit, 2%, $7,000 to 20 DV Lottery 2025. Approximately 54,250 visas are available for the Diversity Visa Lottery in FY 2025. This is reduced due to NACERA adjustments. Important DV 2025 applicants' entitlement ends on September 30, 2025. After that, no DV visas will be issued. Country-specific backlogs. Waiting periods for certain countries are extremely long. India years-long wait in EB2 and EB3 China. Significant delays in EB5 Philippines. Long queues in family-sponsored categories. Mexico. Moderate waits in some categories. Dates for filing versus final action dates. The confusion is that there are 2 types of dates. Final action dates when you can actually receive a visa. Dates for filing when you can file your application. Check the USCIS website regularly to see which chart they're currently using for AOS adjustment of status filing. Section 5, Practical Tips and Alternatives. 500 words, your action plan. Now for the most important part, what should you do? Alternative visa categories. 01 visa, extraordinary ability for tech experts, artists, scientists. No quota limit, no lottery required. Can be an H-1B alternative. L1 visa, intracompany transfer for multinational company employees. L1A managers, executives. L1B specialized knowledge, direct green card path available. E2 treaty investor visa through business investment for citizens of certain treaty countries. Family can accompany EB1A. Extraordinary ability green card direct permanent residence. No labor certification required. Faster processing than EB2, EB3, EB2, NIW. National interest waiver. No job offer required. Can self-petition approval rates have declined recently, but still viable student visa strategy? F1 visa is still relatively stable. OPT and STEM OPT extensions are available. Eventually can explore H-1B or direct green card paths. Family-based options if you have U.S. citizen or green card holder relatives. Immediate relative process is faster. Preference categories have waits, but eventually process asylum protection. If you have genuine fear of persecution, proper documentation is crucial. Legal representation is highly recommended. Regional considerations opportunities also exist in Canada, UK, Australia. Explore remote work options. U.S. companies often hire from abroad. Document preservation. Keep critical documents safe, passports and visas, current and expired, I-94 records, all approval notices, employment letters, tax returns and W-2s, educational documents, birth certificates, marriage certificates, financial planning. Maintain an emergency fund, 6 to 12 months expenses. Keep multiple bank accounts, U.S. and home country. Maintain your credit score. Keep immigration-related savings separate. Stay informed. Check USCIS website regularly. Follow reliable immigration news sources. Beware of scammers. Only consult authorized immigration attorneys. Join community support groups. So folks, that was today's complete update on the current USA immigration situation. Key takeaways. H-1B $100,000 fee effective since September 21st, but alternatives exist. Multiple countries' TPS being terminated. Immediate action required. Processing times have dramatically increased. Plan early. Legal options are still available. Get proper guidance. Your next steps. Assess your current status. Note all important deadlines. Consult with a qualified immigration attorney. Explore alternative options. Organize your documents. Remember, folks, every problem has a solution. Don't panic. Plan strategically. Support this channel. Hit that like button. Share with friends and family. Subscribe and press the bell icon. Leave your questions in the comments. I'll keep bringing you regular updates. In the next video, we'll specifically discuss Canadian immigration options and European work visa programs. Until then, stay informed, stay positive, and stay legal. Take care, and God bless.